Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Taiko World Cup 2015 recap. This is going to be a recap over the semifinals. We have quite a few guests with us today. As always, Deadbeat's going to be joining me. How you doing, Deadbeat?
Pretty good.
All right, and we're also joined with two of the players from the United States team. We have Blanks with us. How you doing, man?
Pretty good.
And we're also joined by two Fruitcakes. How are you?
Great.
All right. So we'll get kind of right into this, guys, as there was quite a few matches here. Some were really close, and others were pretty obvious to see the victors. First off, we'll go over the overall score recap before we get into what maps were banned and kind of talk about what the maps have went. Our first match was actually Poland versus Hong Kong, and that was won in favor of Hong Kong 6-1. Argentina versus China was 6-2 in favor of China. Canada versus Germany was 6-4 in favor of Canada. And Finland versus the United States was 1-6 in favor of the United States. And then our matches on Sunday, the 29th, were Canada versus Hong Kong, where Hong Kong took the victory 6-2. China versus the United States, where the United States took the victory 4-6. And Japan versus Taiwan, which went in favor of Japan 6-3, and South Korea versus France, which was our only shutout game of the day, which was 6-0 in favor of France. So before we get on to the maps, guys, just if you guys want to point out your favorite matches that you guys might have watched or took part in.
Well, for me, my favorites would probably have been Canada versus Germany and United States versus China. There were some really close games.
Yeah, I'd actually pretty much agree with that. Those were probably the closest games we had. The Japan versus Taiwan one was actually pretty good as well. When it went into its 3-3 stage, but then Japan just got that upper hand and they kept with that momentum, and it was over for Taiwan.
There were a few close games in that one. One was like 1,000-point difference, another was about 2,000.
All right. And I want to go ahead and we'll go ahead and get a little bit of information on how you guys felt about your match that you played. I want to go into both matches. Seeing as you guys are here, it'd be a wasted opportunity not to. So with the Finland versus the United States match, were you guys worried about that at all, or did you kind of go into that confidently?
It was not that, how did I say it? We weren't that doubtful of us winning. It seemed like a pretty easy matchup. They do have a couple good players, but it's just unfortunate that one of their players was just a lot lower ranked and struggled with a lot of the songs. So we thought that it would actually be a pretty easy win for us.
Well, what about you, Flanks? Do you have any input on that?
I'm pretty sure we were all pretty confident about winning that one.
And I can understand. Yeah, they definitely had a little bit of a lower ranked member on there, but they did come quite far, so I will give them the benefit of the doubt there that they did very well, but it was pretty decisive win there, I would say.
Yeah, it did seem like a few of these matches this week were still quite decisive and easy to guess.
Yeah. But now we're down to nothing but powerhouses, so it's going to get crazy.
Oh yeah.
Alright, and I guarantee you guys could have quite a bit more to talk about in the China versus the United States match, because that one was pretty close all the way around.
Yeah, that one was really close. We thought that it would be a little easier than some of the previous teams like France or maybe Hong Kong, but going into it, after watching them play against Argentina, it was clear that they are a really strong team and that they would give us a run for our money.
Yeah. What would you say about that, Flanks? What kind of things were decent with... sorry, I'm a little bit tired myself. But what would you say for that input-wise?
I feel like I was already, before the match started, I was kind of concerned. It's because we all knew that they were pretty good at accuracy, and they were good with double time, and they were just overall really good team. And at the 4-2 point, me and Goat Life told me, and I knew myself. We were both pretty like, this is gonna be bad. We both thought we were gonna lose, but bringing it back was really awesome.
I actually thought that was going to go to a tiebreaker.
We thought it was going to go to a tiebreaker also.
Now, did you guys actually practice for this tiebreaker? Because we knew quite a few people in previous matches. Well, Canada actually had a member of their team that had not practiced the tiebreaker whatsoever.
I think one of the Chinese team actually didn't have the tiebreaker downloaded, if I remember correctly. We practiced it a bit, but being one of the most like fun maps to play, it was more of just casual playing it for fun than it was like really trying to get our scores really solid on it.
I had to ask though, for the final map pick, you went with Gypsytronic. Why?
Well, at that point we had run out of basically all of our, good maps to play. We were down to I think 2 hard rock picks, 1 no mod pick, 1 free mod pick, and then Gypsytronic. And they had displayed that they're really good at the free mod pick, so we didn't really want to pick that. And the last no mod pick was also pretty difficult for most of us. So it was really between either picking a hard rock map and hoping that we can somehow come out on top, or going with the Gypsytronic, which they didn't appear to have practiced, which I looked up. Actually, while we were picking the map, I went to their profiles to check if they had been practicing it, and they hadn't. So we decided that with our team being strong enough at Hidden, that we would just go for that and hope for the best, basically.
That map was such a mess.
Yeah, the low scroll speed with Hidden is usually not equal fun.
Sometimes it's not that bad. Like I had done pretty decent on it a lot of the time previous, but I mean, sometimes when you go into those low scroll speed maps, you're just not feeling it, and it just falls apart.
All right. That's definitely something you do have to watch out for. But speaking of maps, real quick, to move this on a little bit, this probably won't be a very long recap, everyone, but as there wasn't as many matches and everything, but let's go ahead and get into the song choices and what was picked and how many times we actually saw these picked. The first map that we have here on the list is Renard Terminal, which was played a total of 4 times. Son of Sun, which was played a total of 5 times. Vijara, which was played a total of 6 times. And Ascension to Heaven, which actually got 5 times as well. Pupa, which got 6 plays. Intersect Thunderbolt Remix got 4. Gypsytronic actually managed to get 2 plays this time. And Ikan no Katawari got 5. Mega Cutie Breakin' got 6. Awakening of the Light Bird Sprite got 1 play. End of the World got 1. Paramore Ankle Biters was not played at all during the semifinals. The Nightwish Dead to the World was not played at all either. Eliminate Anthem was played twice, and Kaioi was played 5 times. For free mod, BS Power Explosion was played 8 times, and that was the most played map during this stage. Night at Nights got 2 plays, and No Money Down and Low Monthly Payments only received 4 plays there. And the tiebreaker, as you might have guessed, was not played at all during this match.
I was so glad when Blanks were like, "This one's for you, Deadbeat," and the chat was like, oh, "We're gonna see Night of Nights." Yes.
2 Fruitcakes didn't really want to play it, but he was like, "All right."
It's a hard map sometimes. A lot of it has you leading with your left hand, and it can just get really confusing.
So
amazing song.
Yeah, so what would you guys say about overall with how the maps were played out? Do you feel like some maps were just completely avoided because they were too hard, or do you just feel that some of the maps... Because I know our map pool creator, definitely loves feedback, so if I could get some feedback on the semifinal map pool, what would you say was the good high points, and what would you say you feel would probably be something you try to avoid in competitive play?
I'd say that the hard rock picks were really difficult this round. Like the spike from the last round was really high, especially with the scrolling speed, which I believe is why ankle biters wasn't picked at all and was banned a lot of the time. The scrolling speed on that is just so fast that even for hard rock players, it's really difficult to keep up with it. There was a lot of the leading with the left hand and lots of, quads and dual notes, and there was quite a bit of 1-3 in it, which is difficult, but I think it's more difficult in the way that there aren't very many maps with it, so not very many people play it. I believe people clearly with the Mega Cutie Break-In prefer the more standard, easier, I guess, taiko picks, but at the same time they are easier, so it's a lot harder to really let the stronger teams strive when you're picking maps that are so easy for the easier teams.
Yeah, one thing I do want to ask is, since BMS Power Explosion was the most picked, what about that map do you actually like?
Animal
Like,
noises.
why do you think that was the most played map?
Yeah, I don't really know. It wasn't that difficult, I guess. There was some of the, really fast quads that messed people up. I think it was probably just played a lot because it was one of the easier ones, and it's a free mod, of course. With Mega Cutie Break-In, it's an easier one in the same way, but that's really only for hidden players. With the PS Power Explosion, even the hard rock players or the no mod players have a easy map to play.
And animal noises.
And animal noises.
Yeah, the Twitch seemed to did like the animal noises.
Alright, and now that we've gotten through that on the information, we're going to actually go over the map pool that we've actually have for the finals here, and we'll get thoughts on that, and then we'll wrap this up, guys. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the finals map pool. Oh boy. Okay, so I haven't actually got a chance to look at these because I had to go off and do stuff. So if you guys have information on these, I would love to hear it. Our no-mod picks are going to be Frozen World, Blaze, Acid Burst, Scrap Syndrome, Exclusive Utopia, and Yotagi Bashini no Kamakushi, I guess. That's as close as I'm getting.
Something around there.
The hidden picks are going to be Sola, Mephisto, and Shuffle Heaven. Our hard rock picks are going to be Kimi no Ketsuki, Tsubaki, and Shattered Dreams. Our double time picks, we're going to see Planet Hell, Extreme Fantasy, and I don't know, Setsugutsuka? I don't know.
I think
do
that's
that.
right.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
Alright, and then our free mod picks are going to be Tower of Heaven, II, or AIIE, or however, I know it's pronounced really weird. Color tried to crack me up before because we've seen it in other cups. And Sakura Mirage. And, oh good golly my, the
Our tiebreaker is
tiebreaker-
Revolution Discord.
Yeah.
I want to see this.
Oh, no one's going to want to do that tiebreaker.
I still want to see it.
Alright guys, so you guys obviously more well versed in taiko than myself. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on what this with the pools, and you can go through the mods as you want.
I think they can all pretty much be summed up with at the same time with 2 words, and that's just complex streams. All of them. All of them are really streamy, and most of them are really complex streams, not very basic ones.
Are we gonna see another hidden pick with a slow scroll speed again?
Yes.
Maybe.
Sola is a really slow map
It
with
is
a lot
really
of
slow
1-6.
map.
Owner seems to like trolling with these slow scroll speed hidden picks.
Yeah, he definitely seems to like to include one slow speed hidden pick in every pool.
He always gets really excited during the ban phase to make sure that one map never gets banned.
But so, what would you guys say? I know you summed it up, but like, what are the maps that you feel? I know you don't want to probably give out too much like team information or whatnot, but what ones do you feel would be like what you'll go to? Like, say for example, you're pressed up against the wall. What's the ones you feel like you'll try to get the easier points on? Or is there
Still
literally...
probably the hidden maps, I'd think. I mean, while they're really streamy, as long as you're good enough at reading hidden, it's not that difficult to keep up with them. For people who don't play hidden, I think they will definitely be extremely difficult, which is why I think they'll be really good, like free wins or backup plans.
Do you think people stick to the free mod pool to kind of, you know, give themselves some breathing room, or are those on the high end too?
I think those are really on the high end also. It's difficult because even the free mods are about as difficult, if not more difficult, than the no mod picks. So there's not really any, you know, room for like really easy laid back picks for like, you know, coming back when you're behind. It's just all really difficult stuff.
Oh boy, I can't wait. And
This should be good.
it's going to be great. And remember, guys, that the actual starting date for the finals is going to be Saturday, April 4th at 4 a.m. UTC. So that's going to be at 400 hours UTC time. And hopefully you guys will be there to cheer on your favorite team. It looks like the first match is actually going to be the United States versus Taiwan. So I am really looking forward to that. And thank you guys, thank you Flanks, and thank you to Fruitcakes for coming out and going over the recap with us. We appreciate that.
No
Yeah,
problem.
no problem.
All right, and this has been a Taiko World Cup 2015.
Should we go over the rest of the matches? You mentioned one match.
Oh yeah, well to start, I mean, people can check the other stuff, but I guess if you want to, we could totally go over the other matches.
Yeah, so as Detroit just said, at 4 a.m. UTC we've got Taiwan versus United States. And then at 6 a.m. we have South Korea versus Hong Kong. And then at 8 a.m. we have Japan versus France.
I'm
and
really
then on
looking forward to
Sunday-
the Japan and France game.
Pardon?
I'm really looking forward to the Japan and France game. I think that'll be a really interesting game to watch.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it as well. I reckon it's probably going to be one of the matches of the weekend.
All right, and Sunday.
But yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
Sunday's a
don't know
bit
how
more.
to read that.
Yeah, Sunday's a bit more complicated. As I described last week, it will. The matches aren't actually set in stone yet. They will depend on how the Saturday matches go. I can say though that there will be a game at 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. and the third game will either be at 10 a.m. or 7 p.m. on the Sunday the 5th.
Oh man.
I'm kinda hoping it will be at 10 a.m. just to keep a semi-consistent schedule there.
That's-
You're hoping that it'll be at 7 p.m.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you hope that it's at 10, then you're dooming good old cheeseburgers. You can't doom the cheeseburgers. But anyways, guys, we'll let you guys know when everything gets wrapped up, and I'm probably going to cut this section right here because it sounds really bad. But yeah. This is everybody from the Oast Talk and the Team USA from the Taiko World Cup 2015 signing off. And remember, rhythm's only a click away, and we'll see you real soon.
It is.